I would like to give some insights on geospatial management of building data at governmental level, at country level. A short introduction. The State Land Service is a governmental institution of Republic of Latvia, which was established at the year 1992 to implement land reform. And the State Land Service is in charge of real property object data accumulation and dissemination to institutions responsible for land management. And the State Land Service is supervised by Minister of Justice. One of the main tasks of State Land Service is provision of state information system of cadastre and registration of real property and property object data, registration and updating of textual and spatial data on real properties, land units, buildings, premise groups, and so on. At the year 2015, the project co-funded by European Union for establishment of geospatial information system of the geospatial data of the State Land Service has been completed. And short information about the project. The project started at the year 2010 when this tender documentation was prepared. At the year 2011, the tender and the project was initialized. And at the year 2015, this project was completed. The total cost for this project is 3.5 million euros, which are almost fully co-financed by European funds. But we will focus on a small but important part of this project. So the whole scope of project was to create united storage for geospatial data with an institution, this so-called geospatial data repository. And also to realize service and workflows-oriented approach for capturing, processing, and publishing of geospatial data. To ensure unified transaction mechanism for updating State Land Service geospatial data, and to use common tools for editing of geospatial data for optimizing the user training and IT support, so to use existing tools and then software. Also to implement a modular structure for realization of geospatial data, storing, updating, and using this functionality. And to improve the quality of geospatial data and to ensure coherence with other data. And in this presentation, I will focus on one of the parts of this project. It's for building a surveying and inventarization module. The situation before was that files were stored in the file system. They were in local coordinates and then didn't fit together with other data. Also, there were no unified specifications, so each user created these files differently. That was one of the tasks to create a new specification. Also, the problem was that plans and title blocks for printing was mixed in one layer, or didn't use any layers at all. So the vector data was not separate from printouts. So the whole architecture of State Land Service GIS system is like this, and we will focus on this part in the middle. It's Bentley ProjectWise, which is like core of this whole project for managing the BKO data. And the ProjectWise is heavily used in building surveying and inventarization module. When State Land Service introduced a module for cadastral surveying of buildings as a part of geospatial information system. Storage of historic and current files of graphic plans was started using ProjectWise software. And within the framework, new specification of graphic plans of cadastral surveying of buildings was introduced along with new enhanced tools for drawing graphic plans. And these plans are drawn in Bentley PowerDOS software. Also, there is now a possibility to easily search and attach floor plan documents, and possible to search for premise group from floor plan documents. As now, premise group plans are separate models or so-called layouts inside the floor plans and not as separate files. Before file migration from the file system to the ProjectWise, the arrangement of graphic files was performed by partially changing the specification and transferring the files to approximate coordinates. This was an automatic process, so old specification was partially changed to new specification to minimize later the update of files, the time required for updating. Now BKO files are drawn in real-world coordinates and are possible to be spatially indexed. Documents are also full text indexed, and also their component elements, cells, blocks are accounted. And now it's also possible to easily compare plans by different surveying dates. As a result of this work, all plans are drawn according to one unified specification. They are linked to coordinates, and title blocks are separated from plans that will allow in future to process and analyze vector data in bulk instead of each plan separately. And improved drawing tools allow working faster and more efficiently. Data storage in ProjectWise improves search, traceability, security, also administration of rights, as you saw in Aruna's presentation, and it allows automatically transfer these data for reuse. And what kind of documents are stored in ProjectWise for BKO module? It's building plans, floor plans, and then premise plans, and also building or engineering structure photos. For printouts, use this digitally signatured PDF files. Totally, there are around 1 million of documents in ProjectWise, and it's easily searchable. And now building plans are spatially located, and they are in Latvian coordinate system. The State Land Service surveyor initiates the work by using a non-public part of internal portal, cadasters.lv. There are around 300 surveyors, and they initiate a transaction for updating building plans, which creates a separate folder in ProjectWise and copies these latest documents to there. So it afterwards it opens ProjectWise Explorer client on desktop client and points to correct document in ProjectWise. For each document,
they have attribute data or metadata, like cadastral number. Each object has this cadastral number for premise group, for buildings, for parcels, and also like surveying date, last author of this document, and so on. And as I said, all documents are now spatially indexed, so we can see on map where it is. We can find it here, or click on this index and see which files are here. And it's possible to search by metadata, full text search, or using spatial search. See, it's the workflow is that I browse to main catalog, do a full text search by cadastral number. In this case, for parcels, and the found documents can be seen on map. You can see in the zoom in, click on documents here, and they will be selected also on the list. And when you have found the right document, double-clicking document opens it in the integrated application. In this case, it's MicroStation, and they have these tools for editing. Also, this ProjectWise allows to use custom workspace. That if each document can have a different connected project or workspace, and so when you open this document for editing, it opens this correct workspace. That's also a benefit. In ProjectWise, not only you can do full text indexing, but also do component indexing, like cells, models, levels, and so on, and then do search by components. We can account how many such cell elements are in which files, and then do some other calculations. The main principle of ProjectWise for user, it's rather simple. You have ProjectWise desktop client, and you don't edit these files directly on server, but before work, double-clicking a file checks out this document on local computer. So the physical file remains on server, metadata is in database, but user edits only this local file. So it's safe that in case this file is corrupted, it's again possible to check it out from ProjectWise. Later, when the work is done, you check it back in. And so there are a lot of applications which can be integrated. In this case, MicroStation PowerDraft. It could be AutoCAD and so on. And this format support is huge. You can use it not only for CAD documents, it's also for PDF, also for paper documents, actually. You can place a document in ProjectWise without file. You just provide these attributes that this document is in archive. For example, in this case, some of plans are rather old. There are no files, there are only paper documents, so there still can be searched in ProjectWise with a link that this file is only in paper. You have to look in archive. And after jump is done, user checks in the document back in ProjectWise, and it is updated here. ProjectWise also
provides versioning. It's possible to enable versioning, and it uses linear version mechanism, so only most recent version is editable. And it's possible to search by version numbers, and they are numbered automatically. And as a last ProjectWise service, state-line service uses is plotting service. It's to create complete printouts from BKU documents like in PDF format or on paper format.